Hello, it's another beautiful fall day here. I'm in Maryland, Zone 7A, and today we are going to do some lawn maintenance. I just heard from Greg and he was able to pick up an aerator from Home Depot. We deal with our grass dying off every season, especially since we excavated our entire backyard for our patio area. So each year we work a little bit at it and just hope that the next year it gets a little bit better and a little bit better. So I'm going to show you today just what we're going to do. Follow me along and hopefully this helps it to look a lot better come the spring. When you walk in through our side gate here on this side of our backyard, this is the area that we deal with the most die off every year. It does get a lot of sun back here. You can see all of the brown patches, but we don't really quite know what's going on back here and why it dies off so badly every year. Show you all the bare brown patches back here. It looks pretty bad. There is some new green growth because we have had a good amount of rain lately, but you can see like right in here it's super bad. So I'm not sure if it was the soil that was brought back in here when we did have this whole space torn up basically. I mean, it was nothing but dirt and we had to start completely from scratch. And that was in, I think, 2020 when we did all of that. So it's been like 3 years. We're still working at it. You can see that over here, it's actually really good, really nice. Very lush and green. And this is the part of the yard that gets a lot of shade throughout the day. So that's what makes me think that it might just be a sun issue back there. I've thought like, is it grubs? Is it, you know, something like that? But we're just not really sure what's going on. I'll show you, we do struggle down here. There is some rough patches in the corner right here where the grass just doesn't like to grow. And then a little bit over here on this other pretty sunny patch of our yard, although this is a lot better than the other side. Well, maybe not a whole lot better, but it has improved over the years, this side. It was completely bare right here by the gate for a while. So it's definitely shown some improvement. So today we're gonna work on aerating and overseeding. And there's a patch out in our front yard that I'll show you quick where we had a giant maple taken down. Turn you around real quick. In our front yard we had a really large maple tree taken down this past, I believe it was November, and it just left this really big bare spot where we had the stump ground out. And we had a landscape company come and do some mulching and they overseeded that area for us, but it didn't take it all and it just basically turned into weeds. So we need to weed out that area. We're gonna actually like go in and just dig out the weeds so they don't come back, and throw some extra grass seed down over there, and hopefully that looks a lot better in the spring. Also, this is the front of our house and this is where the great big maple tree was taken out in November, and just see all of the weeds right here. They like to grow up nice and big and tall and just don't look the best. So I'm gonna have, I think, Mason, my 16-year-old, help me to just weed out this spot here before we aerate it.
fuel on in the choke, and then turn it to the on switch. Start.
Well, Mason could not help me weed because he was helping Greg get the aerator out of the van. That thing is 300 pounds, so it definitely required both of them. But I just wanted to really quickly share a few benefits of aeration. And we also did mow the grass pretty short right before we aerated, which is important for that seed to soil contact. But in general, aeration just helps to promote better root growth from your grass, from the new grass seed that you put down. It helps to relieve some of that compaction of the soil to promote better airflow, better water uptake and nutrient uptake. And it also just helps to bring that dead thatch layer to the surface and allows some of those microorganisms that come up from the little cores, the soil cores that you're taking out, to actually eat away at that dead thatch. So it helps to manage all of the dead grass in your lawn. So those are just a few things that aeration is beneficial for. I'm not a lawn expert by any means, but that is just what I have learned from researching it a little bit online. They are just about done aerating. It has been a really hard job. That thing is so heavy and I feel so badly for them. They are sweating and tired and ready to be done. I said that I would start spreading some grass seed, so I'm going to just take it by hand and go around all of the edges of the borders. I learned a lesson a couple of years ago when we just took a broadcast spreader and just spread it everywhere, and it ended up in all the flower beds, and it was such a pain to clean out all of that grass in the flower beds. So I said I would go around and maybe come out like a foot from the edge of the flower bed and spread the grass seed, and then in the wider spaces and areas we can use the spreader. There is something called, I think it's a drop spreader, which we don't have. We should have because our yard is so tiny, but that actually just drops the seed in place, so it's not scattering it, all over the place. So if you have a small yard, that might be something to look into, which we probably should. So I'm gonna get started with that grass seed. All right, we are gonna wrap it up for the day. Thank you so much for joining us today. That was quite the project. Everybody is exhausted, but I think that it's really gonna pay off in the long run. Fingers crossed for this spring. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.